Okay, so Crystal Palace. They only let 3 players go during the summer, and none of them were important to the team. So I'm going to concentrate in this video on the 16 players they signed this transfer window. Probably only going to concentrate fully on 3 or 4 of them, because a lot of the players will just be squad players, will just sit around and not do a lot for the team. So I'm going to start at the top with the most expensive one, Dwight Gale. £8.5 million signing, from Crystal Palace. No, he went to Crystal Palace from Peterborough. Now, he's a young English player. Is he worth £8.5 million? I don't think so. I think he's maybe worth half that at a push. But nonetheless, they've signed him. I've seen him in a couple of videos. He looks impressive. I'm not going to deny it. He looks extremely impressive. If he gets a run of form going this year, he could well be worth the £8.5 million they paid for him. If he doesn't, well, he's going to struggle. The fans are going to get on his back, and Palace, not the richest club in the world, certainly can't afford to waste £8.5 million. So I'd like to think they've spent wisely there, and that they've gone over their options before signing him. I can't help but think they might have wasted 4 or 5 million quid with that deal. But anyway, we'll move on. Adrian Mariappa signed from Reading. Now, he moved to Reading last year from Watford to get Premier League football. Reading went down. He's now moved on to Crystal Palace to get more Premier League football. I think he's going to be one of those players who never settles with a permanent Premier League team. He will constantly be switching between the teams, getting relegated and promoted. Good defender, solid at times. Not overly convinced of his Premier League quality though. If we keep moving on, Andre Gelgilora, defensive midfielder. Haven't really seen much of him, can't really comment. Barry Bannon, now I talked about him in the Aston Villa video. I think he's a really good midfielder. He is busy, hard-working, he tackles hard, he plays hard, on the football pitch I hope, as well as off it. He's a good player to have in the team because you know he's always going to give you 100%. Also good with passing. I think Aston Villa have let a ball drop, or let themselves slip letting him go, for I think it was like 2 million or something. So I can only see him doing well at Crystal Palace. He's going to sit in that midfield and do a lot of good stuff. If we keep going down the list, Jack Hunt, Jose Campanara. Now this is a player I really want to talk about. £1.75 million for the Spanish under-21 captain. Yes, you heard me right. He has captained the Spanish under-21 team, which recently won the under-21 championships. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like Israel or something. He is a top player who will spray the passes all day long. As I said, he's Spanish, so he fits into that Spanish style of play. Good little passes. He'll get all over the pitch to do those passes as well. 1.75 million, great buy. Quite why Seville were willing to let him go so cheaply, I don't know. If he was British, as I said with Dwight Gale, he'll be going for 5, 6, 7 million quid. So there you go. Stephen Dobby, he has been promoted with several teams. They signed him from Brighton. Good signing, he'll give him a few good games. If we keep going, Marouane Chamakh. Now, he moved to Arsenal on a free, he's moved to Crystal Palace on a free, but when he moved to Arsenal, he was valued at £10 million. And this was in a transfer window when strikers weren't overvaluated like they were in this one. He has got Champions League experience and top level experience. If it weren't for Giroud, I honestly think he would have got a lot of games last year and he would be rated a lot higher by Arsenal fans. Saying that, coming into the Crystal Palace team, it's a chance for him to really prove his worth. I expect him to get 5 to 10 goals this year, not to make any real waves in the world of football or the Premier League. He's going to do well though, because he's going to get plenty of games, and if you give someone like that plenty of games, they're going to get goals for you. If we keep going down the list, Kevin Phillips has moved in. He's a good old boy. He's been around the game for a lot longer than many other players have. He's about 40 now, and for a 40-year-old striker to be in the Premier League, that's pretty much unheard of. Jerome Thomas from West Brom, top young winger. He's about 25 now. He'll give them a game or two here and there. Cameron Jerome in from Stoke on loan, and Jason Puncheon in from Southampton on loan. Both of those players have Premier League experience. Both of those players are really good. I think Crystal Palace have strengthened really well in attack. They've got 3 really good centre forwards in, and I'm looking forward to seeing them attack this year because I think they are going to get goals. But I have to say, don't think they're going to survive. Think they're going to go down 19th or 20th. Sorry, Ollie, I really love you, but not done enough for me. Maybe in January if you spend 20 million quid.